Hello, 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 everyone. I hope everyone is okay. Glad to have you guys here with us. Gonna give you a chance to come on over here. Also, gonna check and make sure everything is okay with the stream. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. See you guys in the chat. Um, we are starting with some sad news. I'm gonna play a video here just to warm us up, right? Give people a chance to get in.
What are you going to negotiate Iran with? What I want to do is contain them, take their missile program and keep it blown up, make sure they can never sprint out to a nuke, make sure they have no money to support terrorism, control the island and let them die on a vine, and hopefully the people will rise up. What I'm looking for is defanging Iran so we can move to peace. The Iranian people one day will have ability to take their country back. But we have the best chance in 2,000 years when Iran is neutralized for Saudi and Israel to recognize each other in the Arab-Israeli conflict. That is my goal. That is President Trump's goal. 2026 could be the biggest year since 1945 if we neutralize Iran. Don't let them do it again. What are you going to negotiate Iran?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I muted myself. I unmuted myself and coughed. I kind of did it backwards. Like you can see that this person was very lucid, especially about the IRGC. Uh, his then bit came because of heart disease. As far as we know, that is the reason. Some people have their thoughts. They're a little bit conspiracy minded. I'm not going to go too hard on anyone that has that kind of thought today. So, well, why not? Well, today, pe- people are going through the different stages of mourning, right? Like, let's go through the stages of mourning. What are they? Let me see if I can shrink this. Stages of mourning. I should have asked ChatGPT or Super. I mean, okay. There's 5 stages, right? I think we're past the first stage is denial, right? That first stage, denial, that's where a lot of people are. This couldn't have happened. He looked fine. This must be, a plot. Like that's the first stage, right? So why am I not gonna be angry with someone that's thinking it was a plot? Well, today, at least today, I would grant that many people have an emotional feeling and they might be in denial that this man had heart disease in his family. His parents died very young, which is why he raised his sister. Right? He was off in college. His parents died when he was very young. I think it was because of heart disease too. First one, then the other. I'm not sure exactly, but that's as I understand it. And then he went on to leave college and raise a sister. Right? Tomorrow, and I think what's going to happen next is anger, bargaining. Well, how can we honor his legacy? Anger is just going to be like we gotta go get him. We gotta go get him. And by them, I mean anybody who opposed him. Like that's something that you can channel into bargaining. So, what were his causes? What did he want? What was the things that he proposed? People might get sad because they will realize the amount of work that he put out there, the great things that he did, and that may lead to depression. You know, then acceptance, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about these phases. That's why I say, look, today Some people are gonna say, no, this was a plot. Someone this was horrible. They might not know that a person with a heart condition getting on a plane to Ukraine and getting on a plane back, it's a rough ride. It is a rough ride. It is hard on the heart just because of the altitude and the pressure, you know. So that might have played into it. So, I just wanted to put that out there, right? This is the governor of Puerto Rico. She is saying during my time serving in Congress, Senator Graham was a valued colleague on issues affecting our national security, disaster recovery. Puerto Rico has a lot of hurricanes, so, we kind of love him, right? And the well being of those who serve in uniform, we have per capita, like it's a small island, but per capita, wait, hold on. Per capita, we have a lot of people in the island that suffer because of this, right? And I'll just have you know, this isn't Armin's show. This is my show now. Like I won't ban you on his channel, but I'll time you out because you're on my screen. So like understand that. On my screen, I don't have to put up with your shit. So I don't want anybody getting out any ideas because I will time you out. I won't black you, but I don't give a shit about your money, and you're not gonna be on my screen. Okay, here we go. During my time serving in Congress, this is Jennifer Gonzalez. She did serve in Congress, as some people in Puerto Rico do. We don't have a vote in Congress, but we do have a representative there that has no vote, which is kind of ironic because we have taxation without. Look, I won't get into it. The point is, during my time serving in Congress, Senator Graham was a valued colleague on issues affecting our national security, disaster recovery, and the well being of those who serve in uniform. While we respectfully disagreed on Puerto Rico's political status, we want to be a state. I don't know if Lindsey, you know, was agreeing with us being a state, or I don't know if the time that she was in Congress, and this is probably true, was before the plebiscite. Like we, like the political party that wants to be part of the United States, want us to become the first 51st state, is the Republican Party of Puerto Rico, right? So every time the Republican Party of Puerto Rico wins a plebiscite is when there's a big decision that the island, you know, that the island decides on, like a local law or anything. Every time we decide, hey, we are agreeing to become a state, that is a win for the Republicans, right? And despite having that win, some of the Democrats in Congress didn't want us to become a state. And I think we were seeking other means that were not a plebiscite to become a state, changing our status, changing our condition, because we are seen pretty much the same as Washington, D.C. Like Washington, D.C. doesn't get to vote for president, and it has pretty much the same system. So that's kind of like the situation. Our system is pretty much the same as Washington, D.C. After 33 years in elected officer, Senator Graham always demonstrated willingness to engage, to listen, and to work across chambers. Rest in peace. That's from Puerto Rico, from our governor. I wanted to know everyone to know that our governor does support him, and he did support he did support us in many ways, especially in our times of need, which is a wonderful thing. Okay, here is him having a debate. I have not seen this. I asked someone to find me clips of him. Been very busy during the whole day. You guys know I go on uh, different shows with Armin, so I have very little time to myself. Sometimes I gotta run out and do something between shows. But I did ask the person who's helping me out to find me some good clips of Graham. This seems to be him in a debate with Marx with Zuckerberg. Let's see where this goes.
Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people. Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product.
Okay, I don't have a lot of context here, but we can see from that 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 he was not afraid to speak his mind on many issues. I think at this time, uh, let's see the context here. I think this was unduly targeting children. That's one of the problems that Zuckerberg had. I don't know if, because children were targeted, some of them ended up, taking their own lives or something like that. It's very much a possibility. Let's see this. If you told me 80 years ago that at the end of World War II, there would be a power on the planet that openly avows to destroy the destruction of Jewish people, that the world would wonder what to do, the answer is simple: stop them. Stop them now. Yeah.
It's Jodie Cohen from Newsmax. Senator Graham, you talked about, in order, the need to deal with Iran, destroy Hamas, and then focus on Gaza. With all the attention being on President Trump's day after plan for Gaza, do you feel that the world's eyes somewhat have strayed away from Iran?
The one thing, that's a really good question. She can't say hello without mentioning Iran. The overarching theme of all our meetings, Iran. Iran with a nuke is a nightmare for the Jewish state. It's a nightmare for the world because Arabs will want a nuclear weapon of their own and you'll have a nuclear arms race. Everything's important. But if you ask me, people ask me, what keeps you up at night? Traveling a lot. Time changes. But
That does help my engagement. Someone in the chat was asking me, saying, Monkey, I can't find your channel. So I put the link in there so you guys can see it, right? There it is. And there it is. If you guys watch me over there, that helps my engagement because it shows that people are actively watching over there. So there's the channel. Of course, Lindsey is talking about the nightmare that a nuclear Iran would be. The reality now is that we know that they have enough, enough uranium to make, I think it was 11 dirty bombs. And the other thing was that they had the capacity to make cluster bombs because they used cluster bombs on Israel. So they could make 11 dirty bombs. They had the capacity to build cluster bombs, and they launched missiles that could reach Diego Garcia. Any missile that can reach Diego Garcia can also hit Europe. So that's why it was a nightmare not only for Israel, although Israel is in the conversation Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me? All right. Look, sometimes the one of the problems that we have in Puerto Rico is the power grid. There's been a lot of corruption, especially by Democrats, and the grid is very bad. So sometimes we don't have a lot of complete power outages, but we have brownouts. What's a brownout? The power leaves for less than a second, right? It's not a very long time without power, but it turns everything off. So what does that mean? I gotta wait till everything else boots back up, right? I gotta wait for I gotta wait for the power in the on the router to reach the internet. You ever turn on and off a router? Like, yeah, you turn it on and off, but while it reaches the cable company and you know they do that their whole thing, that takes yeah no, but a UPS won't help me because the amount of stuff that I got running, I wouldn't even be able to see anything or talk to you. Like the UPS is not enough power. I need like a real like that's one of my goals. Like I talked to Armin about this. Is that look like I don't know why like he insists that I do this, but I have to profit. Right? I've talked to Armin about this, we're talking about goals. And like I'm like, look, the only thing that I would really want, and it's just not just for me, like for the family or whatever, or you know, well, my little girl I think is moving out and gonna be away for a while, but you know, which would be pretty much the much of the company I have these days. But in any case, I would want to have a battery system that can hold the house up for a while. Like so I could be like an hour, 2 hours without power, maybe a whole night, maybe a day, maybe two. That kind of system that you can have working off of solar. That's what I would really want. But that kind of system costs thousands of dollars. So that's one of my goals to be able to have stability in my electricity so that if I'm in the middle of a show and the power goes, as long as I have my router connected in the computer and I can use my screens, which is like my computer is it's like a gaming computer, right? So that's how I can run all this stuff together. In the end, I'm gonna have a different computer that's just for the model, just for oh, why aren't my lips moving? Wait, hold on. Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. My lips moving again. There we go. This thing that I have right here, like what you guys see when you see me, that's called the PNG tuber. That's not gonna last very long. In the long run, I will have a VTuber model, and a full VTuber model is also very expensive, right? And you can't just run it all off one computer, right? I would have a streaming computer and a different computer for if I'm let's say I'm running a game or I'm running something else. If I'm running the stream from one computer where you see the stream, you see everything happening, and then all that's happening on one screen from the stream goes into a capture card where the VTuber model is, where everything that has to do with streaming is. That's a two computer set, right? I have both computers, but I would still need a nice battery to be able to do that. Um, High turbine is being very helpful right now because they're trying to like give me updates, and I want to not fail to recognize like I see you're trying to help, and I appreciate you. I just want you to know that like I may not be addressing what you're saying right now, but I see you, right? And I see what you're trying to do. Let me see. We're talking about yeah, they're launching attacks. Okay, okay. Let me see if I can get my Windows back in order. I apologize for these inconveniences. Like I did spend a good bit on the computer stuff, but I am by no means a rich monkey. I'm not a well-off monkey. I am what is technically known in the U.S. as below the poverty line. I have you know, I'm not a rich person by any means. So yeah, but I do appreciate the hard work that people like Lindsey Graham did for my island and for people like us when we're in trouble, when we have a hurricane come through, and we have FEMA helps, but sometimes it's a little slow or something, and people like him come out and say, "Hey, let's get this done." People like Elon came to our hospitals and make sure they had satellite service and batteries. When we had that big hurricane, Elon came over here to the big hospitals and he gave them Tesla wall batteries, and he put them on the roof and he put the satellites there. And we were like super grateful for that shit. So, we got a lot of love for Elon for that stuff. So that's cool. I appreciate that. Oh, what do we have here? Oklahoma DS Dad became a member. Appreciate you. And that's a beautiful dog right there. It's a handsome pup. Very beautiful. So I wanted to honor him and people like him. Like, our relationship of my island with the US may kind of seem complicated, but you know what? If we weren't with the US, what are we gonna do? Cry at the UN? What are we going to do? Wait for them to get a resolution? If something happens to us, someone cuts us off, people start stealing our stuff, we get invaded, what's anybody going to do? We're going to go cry at the UN. The UN is going to send some strongly worded letters at the people taking our shit. Like, let's be realistic. Like, what would the situation of Puerto Rico be? Well, we'd be maybe like Haiti, right? Because we wouldn't have the culture that's been part of our culture since World War One. We've been before that. We've been with the U.S. So we'd have a different culture. We'd have a different situation. We'd be all alone, probably divided among ourselves. Like we have political divisions, but we don't have like civil war. So I wouldn't want to be with any other country, and that's why I served in the army. Anyway, I'm getting distracted with my own shit. The point here was honoring Lindsey Graham. So I'm going to do that. And after that, I'm going to show Hit Turbine my appreciation by getting into some updates. But we're going to get into this video right here. I'm going to start it over because we got rudely interrupted by a power flash, a brownout. Here we go.
It's Jodie Cohen from Newsmax. Senator Graham, you talked about, in order, the need to deal with Iran, destroy Hamas, and then focus on Gaza. With all the attention being on President Trump's day after plan for Gaza, do you feel that the world's eyes somewhat have strayed away from Iran?
The one thing, that's a really good question. She can't say hello without mentioning Iran. The overarching theme of all our meetings, Iran. Iran with a nuke is a nightmare for the Jewish state. It's a nightmare for the world because Arabs will want a nuclear weapon of their own and you'll have a nuclear arms race. Everything's important. But if you ask me, people ask me, what keeps you up at night? Traveling a lot. Time changes. But Iran with a nuke, because they'll use it. I think Rocket Man's kind of a thug. You got China, you got...
Do you guys know who Rocket Man is? Okay, so we're saying in the chat, wait till the super chat starts, especially if you hit Iran, you'll have a Tesla. No, I'd block him. I'd block him on my channel. I don't care about the money that much. Like, that would just give me a headache. I'd rather not have a headache. But I appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, he would fund me. He would end up funding me, but no. I'd rather be broke than listen to that guy. Like, Armin is a very special person. I don't have that kind. Oh, here we know. Rocket Man, yes. high turbine knows, or
Russia.
hit turbine, or hit turbine. Like, maybe I'm reading it wrong, but yeah, Kim Jong-un is the rocket man.
This man and his regime are hell-bent on three things: purifying Islam in their own image. This man,
He
because
was
they'll
talking,
use it.
like they're talking about Iran. Iran will use it. Then he goes on to talk about other people.
I think Rocket Man's kind of a thug.
Yeah, he's more of a thug. You got China, you got Russia.
You got China, you got Russia. This man and his regime are hell-bent on three things: purifying Islam in their own image, the Sunni Arabs, destroying the Jewish state, and driving every Westerner out of the Mideast. So every decision I make as a senator in this region is to make sure their nuclear ambitions are never met. Now,
Yeah, they will absolutely use it. Those are their three goals. It's very astute of him to notice that.
at a crossroads. Time is not on our side. They're accelerating, in my view, their desire to acquire nuclear capability because their proxies have been very seriously hurt. What to do and when to do it. If you want to negotiate, you better put Iran on a clock or it will never end. If you want to negotiate, you need to have an outcome that will secure the goal of making sure they never have a nuke. That's the Libyan model. I think the chance of successfully negotiating Iran out of their nuclear ambitions is about like me being in the NBA.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Like, yeah, a successful look at him. Do you think he's going into the NBA anytime soon? Like, even when he was alive at this point, do you think he was going to go into the NBA? Do you think there's going to be a peace deal? Same chances. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, as many of you guys that want to pop over to my channel and watch me over there, that would help my engagement. Like, the more watch hours I have, the better. This is my channel. The more like Armin, he would understand why I'm saying that and probably support it. He does want me to have my watch hours up, so he completely understands that. And that also makes the algorithm recommend it more, warn more people. So as the more people that are in my chat speaking to me, the better. You can have, hey, you can have one, you can have both of us. Like, you can have a chat open with Armin chat, and you can have a chat open with my chat, and just watch on any of the two channels, because I think that would count it anyways. But it would definitely count for my engagement if you watch on my channel. Definitely appreciate that. But I think he was being very, very lucid here about the chances of securing a deal.
It's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I am urging the Trump administration, if you try negotiations, put them on the clock and make sure you tell them up front what an acceptable outcome would look like. If that doesn't work, if you want to do that, then you need to quickly pivot and give Israel the capability they're lacking, which is not much, to deliver a decisive blow to the Iran nuclear program. One Holocaust is enough. If you told me 80 years after the end of World War II, there would be a power on the planet after the extermination, the effort to exterminate every Jew in the world, that openly avows the destruction of the Jewish people, that the world would wonder what to do. The answer is simple: stop them. Stop them now.
I think that was very well put. I think, yeah, like, I can't disagree with anything he just said. And, because we have been getting some updates here from, like, let's see. This is just, the chat is talking to me. This is High Turbine, right? He's talking about Iranian army evacuating headquarters. Okay, that's definitely a possibility. Like, I'm only saying possibility. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to High Turbine, but he would understand that I have to have confirmed sources. Fighter jet activity. Yep. That seems very possible. Tusi TV is live and providing updates. Well, we love Tusi. We love Tusi TV. Well, we might pop in and look at him. Great guy. So, not too much. We don't want to restream his content. We want him to have his views. But I'm gonna be looking over here at open source intel, see what they got for us. Okay. Let's see what's the latest. This is 11 hours ago. Iran is trying to impose control over the world's most critical shipping lanes. The U.S. answered with its largest wave of strikes last night. Okay, this is an hour ago. Now, air defense fighter jet activity detected over Tehran. This means that High Turbine is, on the ball about this. However, there have been no U.S. strikes in Iran for about 20 minutes. So he was right about the strikes as well. Footage shows large columns of smoke rising along the Ohas Fakel highway, Avas Havkhel highway in Iran's Khuzestan province. And let me see what we have here. I don't think it has any audio, but I'm going to try to slow it down for you guys. All right. Now, this is at half speed. Looks like some people are just stopping to look. Oh, there it is. There. See it right there? And the plumes of smoke. See it? So I think that's what they're talking about. Everybody be careful driving out there. All right, let's see what else we have here. U.S. official tells New York Times to expect bigger wave of U.S. attacks against Iran today on Sunday than the previous days. Yeah. At least 6 explosions reported in Khorramshahr port. So one of the things that to notice is that this is the area that's getting bombed. All of this shit right here. As far as I know, it's all along the coast. This is from about an hour ago. These are the initial reports. And what I was showing you is that this edge right here, the southern coast, is what's getting hit. Initial reports claim Omran Akhili, head of the Special Ops Communications Unit in Iran's Khuzestan province, was killed at Avas Airport. So, he may be gone. It's an initial report. There's currently no official confirmation of the report. Around 20 commercial vessels transited the Strait of Hormuz under U.S. military coordination over the past 24 hours. So they're getting everybody the fuck out. While several others crossed independently without U.S. assistance, according to Axios. So we know that source is, it is what it is. All right, let's go over to now. This was an hour ago. Now, fresh airstrikes in Kashm, Awas, Kondab, Mashhar, and Bandar Abbas. Okay. Our missiles heading from Kuwait to Iran minutes ago. This was 2 hours ago. So let's take a look at this. Okay, we're gonna look at it normal speed and then slow.
جاي تنطلق من الكويت
See that?
على أرض إيران الحبيبة. طفى راح
I think that was a missile going
جاي
up.
تنطلق من الكويت على أرض إيران الحبيبة. جاي تنطلق من
You see that?
الكويت
You see them go up?
على أرض إيران الحبيبة. طفى.
Yeah, I think he said, Eso fue pa Irán, Habibi. Means that went to Iran, Habibi. In Spanish. I don't think this talk is Spanish. The U.S. carried out a strike near Havas Airport. It seems to be a picture from there. And this is the airport, you see? Like it's around the southern coast. Well, that's an airport. That's a little farther in. If confirmed, they are slightly deeper than the edge. So, yeah. And this is Shin also reporting. I should probably follow this channel because Armin follows it. What's this? Let me look at it first. Oh, that page didn't load. Maybe something wrong there. Update from CNN: RGC forces fired commercial ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM says U.S. forces have so far shot down one Iranian cruise missile and one on the way, one-way attack drone. One-way attack drone. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Gonna see if I see anything different. On OSINT Defender, I think this is a little different, so I want to show it to you guys. Okay, on OSINT Defender, I'm seeing video footage where allegedly shows the launch of a ground missiles, possibly ATCMs or M142 high mobility artillery rocket systems. HIMARS earlier tonight from Kuwait in the direction of Iran, and there you see it. Okay, so this is Mitch McConnell. He appears to be alive. This is more regular. This is more about the traffic. Planes being seen. Yeah. I think this is more about traffic. I'm gonna get back to the main point of the show, which was the legacy of Lindsey Graham. Give me 1 second while I recover my how shall I put this? Lou. While I recover my there's a lot of these that are just let me write something. I'm sorry. You guys have to hear this. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm getting a whole bunch of hate clips and anger clips, and I know Armin really likes that, and that's good for sometimes, but that's not what I'm doing today. And I don't know if when Armin put me in contact with this person, he told me, yeah, give him a lot of hate clips because hate clips get clicks. But I don't give a fucking shit about clicks today. That's not what I'm doing today. So I just want to put it out there. Hey, I don't give a shit what Armin told you. I'm paying you, and I won't pay for that. I'm paying you to follow my instructions. And my instructions today are find this. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see if I can find something that's more, not something here to make me angry and more about like honoring a legacy. Okay, here we go. I think I got something here. Yeah, this is a very important thing, and this is kind of what I instructed.
Now, I want you to explain to the voters of South Carolina why you're against the Save America Act. Why are you against voter ID? Why are you against only citizens being able to vote? Why you oppose boys playing girls' sports? Why do you support the idea that a minor can transition their sex, changing the life forever? Why would you vote against Kavanaugh? Why did you vote for Biden? What the hell's going on with that? So we're going to have a spirited contest, but I'm going to call you out for being the most liberal person ever nominated by the Democratic Party in the history of South Carolina.
Okay, so what is he talking about here? What is the Save America Act? This is something that he very much supported, and I want to talk to you guys about that. Now, there is a disenfranchisement. Let me start with this word, right? The word disenfranchisement means when someone is supposed to have representation through voting and they lose that representation. Now, how do you disenfranchise a person? You can first not allow them to vote. Second, cancel out their vote with a false ballot. Right? That's those are the two most common ways. Now, the Democrats are very much in favor of disenfranchising black votes and Latino votes. That's been their party policy since they lost the Civil War. The way they're doing it now, though, is that they see that many places in America, black and Latino people turned to Trump. And what they did is they flooded those areas because those were places that were pretty much Democrat controlled, but they couldn't control the presidential election, right? So they know they could probably cheat their way into getting their local politician in, but it wouldn't work at a federal level. That's why if you look at the presidential map, it's basically all red, right? Very few places bordered blue. So what am I talking about here? The black and Latino voters that turn to Trump are being disenfranchised because those same areas are being flooded with illegal immigrants that are told, you don't need an ID to vote. You don't need an ID to vote. And, if you want to pull out an ID, we'll give you an ID even if you can't speak English. Hell, we'll give you a trucker ID. Go out there and crash somebody. Right? So in the places where you need ID, they're just giving IDs to anybody. Right? And in the places where you don't need ID, well, you don't need ID. We've covered some videos on this, some Nick Shirley videos, some James O'Keefe videos, where these people just get anybody to sign a name and anybody can make a mark. They don't even have to have a signature to fill out a ballot. So they are literally cheating, right? So who does that disenfranchise? Well, what places did they flood? They flood the places where Black people and Latino people who are citizens, who are legally voting, turn to Trump. This is who they're disenfranchising. And that's why the Democrats say stupid things and racist things like, well, Black people don't know how to use a computer. Black people don't know how to get an ID. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted you guys to know a little bit about that. So I have some more here on that. Okay. Okay, here this is more on the Save America Act. There we go.
Time finding common ground when 84% of the country believes you should have ID. So this is a game they play. They're not, the people who let 15 million people in are not going to do anything to kick them out. They're not going to do anything to make sure they can't vote or register to vote. That's meaningful. I hate to say that, but if you're willing to open your border up, obliterate all your laws and let 15 million people come to this country, 2 million, we don't even know who they are and where they're at. You're the last people on the planet that is really going to tighten this up. So they're open borders people. They're not into controlling honest elections. I don't know why.
There's a good point being brought up here. There are immigrants that are eligible to vote, like resident immigrants or immigrants that are that have been here long enough to qualify to be like resident immigrants that are qualified to vote are also getting disenfranchised. This is absolutely true. So I thought that was worth checking out. Let me see here. Because this is a channel more dedicated to American politics, I wanted to make sure I touched on these things. Requiring proof of citizenship and voter ID in federal election is eminently reasonable and greatly appreciated by Senator Mike Lee for lead. I greatly appreciate Senator Mike Lee for leading the effort in the United States Senate. I was proud to co-sponsor the SAVE Act, and I'm proud co-sponsor of expanded version of the Save America Act. Given the history of recent election, it is imperative that eligible people are allowed to vote in abundance, but cheating should be harshly dealt with. That is what the Save America Act tries to accomplish. Common sense requirements to prove your eligibility to vote in federal elections are not Jim Crow. And Jim Crow was a Democrat law. Every time we try to bring rationality to the debate around illegal immigration, the Democrats let radical left-wing nutjobs take over for them, but they won't for us. Okay, I think that's important. Okay, here he's talking about leftist election lies.
Georgia tightened up their voter ID law. We were told last Jim Crow 2.0 that African Americans wouldn't be allowed to vote, which I think is offensive. The highest turnout in the history of Georgia for African Americans was in the.
Okay, we have Ms. V saying, I'm an immigrant from Iran, came to America in 87, became a citizen in 94. No excuses. Exactly. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for appreciating, appreciating our country, wanting to live here and live by the law of the land. Appreciate that. So many people don't.
Georgia tightened up their voter ID law. We were told last Jim Crow 2.0 that African Americans wouldn't be allowed to vote, which I think is offensive. The highest turnout in the history of Georgia for African Americans was in the last election. I think most people, regardless of where you come from, your race, or your background, want to have integrity in elections. You use an ID all the time. You have to get through airports and do a bunch of things. Show an ID to vote is just common sense. And those who oppose it are making things up, and they play the race card and other cards, and it's just not going to work with me. Georgia.
This was Jag, so he was all about the law. Yeah, yeah, I have heard that. Yeah, I used to watch a show called Jag, and that show became another show I watched called NCIS. It's funny. Then it turned into NCIS LA, which I watched because it had LL Cool J, also known as the Ladies Love Cool James. And I'm ancient enough to remember when he had a CD called Bad. I'm bad. Take a muscle bomb man and put his face in the sand. So, like, he went from being like a street thug to being a Navy cop, which was kind of funny. But a Jag was a good show, and it put military servicemen in good light, and showed a little bit about what it takes to be a JAG officer. You have to be on the ball. So he would have to know a lot of laws. And it's a smooth transition from serving in the military to serving in the Senate and Congress and these halls of power, becoming a statesman. I think it's a good transition. And, I appreciate his work greatly. This is when they had their first vote on the Save America Act.
Senator Lindsey Graham here. I'm the budget chairman. We're in the process of passing the bill to help ICE and Border Patrol. Democrats refuse to give them any money. We're going to fix that through reconciliation, but we're also going to vote on the Save America Act. You got to be a citizen to vote. You got to have an ID to vote. Minor children can't transition their sex, and boys can't play girls sports. We're going to do that. I'm going to lead the charge. We're going to vote on it, and I want the American people to know where we stand.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know why they put that other stuff about a girl sport. I think that should be separate. I think bundling that together is a mistake. Because if you're confident that the Save America Act will get you the let you win the election, you don't have to bundle that in. That just makes it harder for other people to vote on it. Like even a Democrat that is hardcore, there's no difference between girls and boys, would be hard pressed to say, what does that have to do with like having an ID? Are you saying black people are stupid? Like you would be putting them in a box. So I don't know why they mixed minor children can transition. Okay, I agree with that. I agree that that's child abuse, but I wouldn't put it in the bill. Like I agree that you can't have boys and girls sports and girls lockers. That's abusive. Like a 15-year-old boy can destroy a 15-year-old girl. Can force rape, can do a lot of things. Like that's a young man. And when you look at the size and frame of girls, it's ridiculous. But I wouldn't put it in the same law because then you force these people to vote no.
And boys can't play girls sports. We're going to do that. I'm going to lead the charge. We're going to vote on it. And I want the American people.
Yeah, like I agree, but I wouldn't put it all on one bill because it's going to lead to more Democrats voting no because of the other stuff.
To know where we stand when it comes to voter integrity and where we stand when it comes to protecting girls from bad things happening when boys play their sports.
They can also hurt them pretty badly. Just like you don't want a boy in girls boxing.
And we're going to protect minors who are pressured to transition because they shouldn't be able to make that decision until they're older. I'm proud of this. We're going to have a vote. I'm leading the way. Just talked to President Trump. He's excited about this vote. Stay tuned.
So that's what's going on with that. I mean, there may be some politicking because maybe they also put it in there because it's basically it's a bill that's about funding in their district, and they got to vote yes, or they're gonna, vote against a whole bunch of jobs, something like that. Like that's a possibility. Okay, I got these against Lindsey, for good for reaction though. Okay, so these I'm gonna use tomorrow because these are about anger. So I'm not reacting to some of these today. Today I want to do more like a thing to honor him and honor his quest to reach across the aisle, right? If I'm talking about a man that likes to reach across the aisle, and I put a whole bunch of clips of people saying crazy stuff on him, that's not gonna be about his legacy of reaching across the aisle. That's gonna be about us versus them, which is not a legacy that he wanted. So like I want to honor him in a correct way. Like this is just one night. It's a Sunday night. I just want to do this today. Tomorrow, Armin, if you hear this, tomorrow we could get some hate clips. Tomorrow we're gonna check out these ridiculous people saying crazy things. But tonight I want to honor some of the stuff he stood for, and he stood for reaching across the aisle, and I want to put that out there, right? I'm also going to have to search because I asked him for it, but I didn't see anything here about him talking about veterans, but I knew he was there for veterans and the military. So I'm going to see what I can find about that. Let me see what he says here. You know what Reagan and O'Neill did? They sat down and actually got to know each other, had a drink. If I get to the president, we're going to open up a bar in the White House. We're going to get it liquored up and solve the problems. Okay. It was like, hey, maybe we should relax. Yes, Aaron, I think this is correct. Like I have heard this, and I think I've heard this actually in the news and Fox. So this is correct. Yes, because I mean he was in college when his parents died, if I'm not mistaken, one first and then the other, if I'm not mistaken, both of like heart disease when they were very young. I think they were 54. Like it's something that runs in the family. It's like congenital, I think is what it's called when it's genetic, to have heart problems. So when they died, he took over and just raised her when he was in college.
You know what Reagan and O'Neill did? They sat down and actually got to know each other. They had a drink. If I get to be president, we're going to open up a bar in the White House. We're going to get liquored up and solve problems.
That's funny. You got to give it to him. That's funny. That's funny. He was a funny guy. Like,
You know what Reagan
that's
and
what
O'Neill...
some people call Southern charm. You got to throw a little joke in there, throw a little smile. You got that Southern drawl. I'm going to tell you something right now. I used to, live with them good old boys down in the South. I was stationed down there in the South back when I was in the Army. Back when I was in the Army, I had to hang out with them folks. They would talk about football. And, once in a while, they say this thing called Roll Tide. They'd say that a lot. The Crimson Wave. I think that was in Alabama or Mississippi. I can't remember which one. I think that is Alabama, though. All right, let's look at some more clips. It is Alabama. See, chat says I'm right. It is Alabama. Cornbread and beef. Chat knows what's up. Chat knows what's up.
Yes, but
So now he's talking about Bernie Sanders.
America deserves better than this. We can do better than this. But the path charted by Senator Sanders is full-on socialism. Full-on, unequivocal socialism.
You see how he smiles? Because he knows it's true. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. See that? You see that? He knows it's true. You see that guilty smile? He's trying to hold it in. Right here, he's trying to hold it in.
On unequivocal socialism from
Can't
the
hide
cradle
it.
to grave. That's not going to fix America. We are not a socialist nation. There is a better way.
Yeah, he was right about that. Have Miss B, have you ever seen those compilations? Oh my God, let me see if I can find one. I'm gonna see if I can find one. I can't find it. Maybe if I put 90s. Because I know there was some compilations of him saying the exact same things that the Democrats used to. Why is that? What do you mean? How is this the top? This has nothing to do with what I. Oh my God, latest. No, media. Maybe this will show it to me. No. This is nothing like what I'm looking for. Okay. Let me put it up to Brock. Find me X.com videos where Trump says the exact same things Clinton, Sanders, Pelosi. Who else was in those videos? Bill. Bill and Hillary. Sanders, Pelosi. I'm trying to think who else. And Obama used to say. I'm going to try to find this. All right. I'm going to try to find this because I know it's out there. Like you guys are absolutely right. And some people say, well, you're getting derailed. You're going off on a tangent. But I okay. Let me review some of these. Can you what the no. Okay. Obama especially. Yeah, I mean, okay. So right now, the director, the director of Homeland Security is some kind of fascist, right? He's some kind of evil person, Tom Homan, because of the things he did in immigration. But guess who Obama's director of Homeland was for immigration? Oh, it's the same person. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay, I think we got some of the good stuff here. Let's see what we got. All right, let's start here. The hell is this? No, what the fuck is this? Okay. You piece of shit. Do you fucking understand what the fuck I mean when I say both motherfuckers are saying the same goddamn fucking thing? I don't want a fucking interview. I want a shot compilation. What the fuck is your fucking problem, you stupid piece of shit? Wait, you stupid piece of shit. Why even pay for super grok if you are a fucking moron? There. I think this might help it do the right thing. Sometimes it needs a little encouragement. Like, no, they're giving me a whole bunch of clips. It's not what I'm fucking asking for. That's why I gotta fucking insult this goddamn machine. Closest match. Okay. Let's see what we got here. I'm sorry guys that I'm off on this tangent, but I just gotta show this to you because like this person, guy, no one is above the law. Yeah, I get it. Okay, maybe this prompt will work. You guys want to see the prompt? Okay, this is what I told the machine. Fuck you. You gave me the same fucking videos. You fucking moron. Go fuck yourself. Why the fuck do you give me the same fucking videos I just told you don't fucking work? Why don't you go fuck yourself? I wish I could talk to it. Can I talk to it? Okay, maybe this will work.
Got it. What do you want me to look up now?
You stupid piece of shit. Stop showing the same one Clinton video. You goddamn fucking whore. What I want is this motherfucking shit is many clips of many politicians and Trump saying the same thing they are saying, the same thing they're saying. Not one motherfucker. I want them to be a lot of them, a lot of different politicians saying different things, and Trump saying the same goddamn fucking things. You stupid piece of shit. Stop showing me the same fucking Clinton video. Stop showing me the same fucking goddamn Obama, no one is above the law video. Don't talk to me about no one is above the law, motherfucker. I'm asking you for something completely fucking different. Stop showing me the same goddamn fucking videos. All right, let's see if it understands.
Here's one that actually does what you're asking for. A montage with multiple short clips of Clinton, then Obama, then Trump, all saying the same shit on immigration, one after another. Watch this. Video.twing.com. It's exactly rapid short clips of different politicians saying the same points back to back. Tell me if this is closer or if you want a different topic.
All right, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna play the video just to show you guys the one that it's showing me. Can you guys hear this? Oh my God, I forgot to add it to the stream. Did you guys hear it?
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. When I took office,
it's like not even the 80s, even during the Obama era, like we knew.
I committed to fixing this broken immigration system, and I began by doing what I could to secure our borders. But today, our immigration system...
It's like, yeah, I had your fucking immigration czar. I had Tom Homan. That was your guy.
...is broken, and everybody knows it. There are actions I have the legal authority to take as president. Tonight, I'm announcing those actions. We'll build on our progress at the border with additional resources for our law enforcement.
Yeah, but Obama counted, like, okay, so you're saying, wasn't Obama the deporter in chief? Yeah, but what he did to spice his numbers up was he would count everybody turned away at the border as a deportation.
Enforcement personnel. so that they can stem the flow of illegal crossings and speed the return of those who do cross over. If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. We expect people who live in this country to play by the rules. We expect that those who cut the line will not be unfairly rewarded. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century. And to those members of Congress who question my authority to make our immigration system work better, question my authority, question my authority, question my authority, question my authority, or question the wisdom of me acting where Congress has failed, I have one answer. Pass a bill.
God damn. Okay, okay. Now we got to go back to Grok. We got to get back to Grok. All right. All right. We got to talk to Grok. Bitch, I'm going to fucking ask you something. Have you given me that fucking video before? When you look at the fucking history of the things you have fucking given me, have you given me that fucking video before? Because I remember fucking asking you to not give me the same fucking videos. And I want to know if you sent me that fucking video before, you fucking bitch. What the fuck am I paying for if you're going to do the same fucking shit? Didn't I tell you I already saw this fucking video? What the fuck about new videos don't you understand, you fucking moron? Bitch, did I say exact? Did I say exact? Can't you look at users and look at something approximate? Are you so fucking stupid that you can't go off approximation? I gotta give you the exact fucking words because you're a fucking moron. I gotta fucking spoon feed you the answer because you're not capable of comprehending what an approximation to what I'm asking for is, what is popular on this kind of thing. Like, damn, look at this compilation. They all say the same shit. 80s, 90s, aughts, whatever the fucking year. Oh my God, the Democrats say the same thing Trump said. Oh my God, like you can't fucking approximate this shit, you fucking stupid piece of shit. I gotta give you like very specific minutia fucking details, you stupid piece of shit. Why can't you fucking approximate it, you stupid piece of shit? You stupid bitch. Stop with those two fucking subjects. Find some shit about tariffs. Find some shit about workers. I've seen some where Bernie fucking Sanders is saying we can't be sending our fucking jobs overseas. Why can't you find that shit? Why do you stick to those two fucking subjects? Are you just a lazy piece of shit? And because you're a lazy piece of shit, you're finding the two most popular ones that I already told you. I'm sick of those fucking compilations. Stop giving me the same fucking shit with the same two fucking subjects. Why is there only two fucking subjects, you fucking piece of shit? Don't you think there's any more subjects that they could have had the same opinion on? What about tariffs? What about sending our jobs overseas? What about workers' rights? What about unions? Why don't we talk about this thing? What else did he have nothing in common with any Democrats? Why are you sticking to these two fucking subjects? Why are you limiting to that? Why isn't it just Democrats and Trump saying the same thing? That's pretty broad. Why are you over narrowing, you stupid piece of shit? Look, guys, I'm not as smooth. I don't got the Southern charm that he had. All right. I don't got it. I don't got it like Lindsey did. All right. Now read my last fucking prompt. It's still there. Read it and finish it. You stupid bitch. I just told you the topics. Didn't you fucking read? I want the clips where Sanders and Trump are in the same clip. Yes, bitch, find more. Bitch, is that the same fucking clip? Where's the fucking link? It says 40 web pages here. There's like 40. I don't want 40 web pages. Write the fucking link down so I can fucking click on it, you stupid piece of shit. All right, thank you. Love you. Bye-bye. Go away now. All right, let's look at these clips. Got a little distracted here, but we're getting to the bottom of this. All right, this is the point that I'm going to make, and this goes into like what we said about Bernie Sanders and Trump being alike. It also goes into the way Lindsey Graham knew that we weren't that far apart, that this is all politics, and that positions change, right? Like right now,
we're
about to show it.
asking Bernie Sanders voters to join our movement. As Bernie Sanders said, to all of those Bernie Sanders voters, Hillary Clinton voted for virtually every trade agreement that has cost the workers of this country millions of jobs.
Since 2001, we have lost almost 60,000 factories in America.
Jobs, jobs, jobs.
And the major reason for that is a disastrous trade policy.
We have trade agreements that truly are so one-sided that they are now harming and really hurting our workers. They're working longer
hours for lower wages. I not only voted against NAFTA, CAFTA, and permanent normal trade relations with China and helping to lead the opposition to the TPP.
I'm going to tell our NAFTA partners that I intend to immediately renegotiate
American workers, it's part of the TPP, should not be forced to compete against people in Vietnam.
He was talking about how we're getting ripped off left and right on trade. And I say, I think I can take that paragraph and just use it in my speech. It's what I'm saying. It's one of my big things.
We are not going to throw American workers out on the street and then move to China.
Our trade deficit with China soared 40% during Hillary Clinton's time as Secretary of State.
The real question is, was she right to vote for or support NAFTA? Was she right to support permanent normal trade relations with China? The answer is she was very, very wrong.
Hillary Clinton was...
I'm just telling you, like, don't get mad at me all you want, but Trump is a Democrat. The problem now is that the Democrats are socialist. Like, I consider Trump kind of a lefty. That's why I sometimes get upset with him. He's not right enough for me. Like, he's too soft on these motherfuckers. Like I'm telling you, I love Trump. He's the best president I've ever had. But I know he's not fucking the far right. Oh my God. In my dreams, I could only hope for a Trump that is 1/10 the autocrat they claim he is. I wish to fucking God he was what they claim he is, but he's not. He's super soft. When it comes to local stuff, super soft. I'll tell you one thing. This deal is taking too long. I think part of that is his willingness to negotiate, reach across the aisle, deal with people. That's him being kind of a Democrat. That's him being kind of a Democrat. And I love the guy. I think he's the best president I've ever had. In my entire life, there's been no one better. He's still not what they say he is. Trump, yeah, this is it. Trump is an 80s to 90s Democrat. That's what he is. What the thing is, people like Lindsey Graham know this. So he knows that at the heart of the old school Democrat Party, there's a lot that both sides can get along with, but these crazy lefty socialists are kind of destroying it. Like, I remember when Bernie Sanders was the extreme left socialism, but now we got Hassan Piker, right? Now we got Mandami, goddamn communist. It's like, whoa, things have escalated. They've escalated drastically. Like, you remember Anchorman, like in that movie, when they had that fight over there? It's like that. That escalated quickly.
Totally for the TPP just a short while ago.
And millions of families around this country have been suffering as a result of those disastrous trade agreements.
She has it completely backwards. Hillary Clinton unleashed a trade war against the American worker when she supported one terrible deal after another. By the way, the terrible trade deals that Bernie was so vehemently against, and he's right on that, will be taken care of far better than anyone ever thought possible.
This was a hit piece on Bernie. This is what CNN did to make sure Bernie wouldn't get elected. They're like, hey, Bernie's just like Trump on some of this stuff. And all it did was like turn a whole bunch of people center left to maybe vote for Trump, because nobody wanted to vote for Hillary. Let's see this other video that ChatGPT gave me.
Killed on trade, absolutely destroyed. China is just taking advantage of us.
Look at where the products are manufactured. And time after time after time, where the products come from is China.
This is the secret people forget, and Lindsey Graham knew. This is what he knew. He knew, like, we're not that fucking far off. These lefty extreme loonies and this woke right loonies, they're full of shit, right? But in the center, if the center holds, we got it tomorrow. When the center does not hold, the division is too strong. So he's trying to make the center hold. I think that's what Lindsey Graham was about. And I'm showing this in the spirit of Lindsey Graham, who was willing to reach across the aisle, who was willing to talk to these people, who was willing to find a common ground. That's why I'm showing this video. That's why I got so pissed at Grok when it couldn't fucking find it. Because I'm trying to show the common ground that people like Lindsey Graham could find, right? Like, he could find it. Like, I'd be hard pressed, but I remember And I remember these videos when they came out a couple of years ago, a lot of years ago, actually. So, like, okay, so Bernie is not bad today because now we have Mandami. When you compare him to what everything else back in the day, he was pretty bad. I mean, he wasn't bad as Hillary. Hillary was horrible, but you know what I'm talking about. Like that's the spirit that I want to bring here, the spirit of reaching across the aisle. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Save America Act. We got to find those people on the other side, like Fetterman. Fetterman's going to say, of course, black people know how to get an ID. What are you, racist? You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm talking about.
China and China.
Are Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders right that trade with China hasn't worked out too well for the U.S.? Free traders say no. The textbook story is that both countries win when trade barriers fall. Americans sell more Boeing jets to China, and in return, they get cheaper toys and electronics. The reality
this is
is
an
more
editorial.
complicated. First, the U.S. buys a lot more goods made in China than China buys from the U.S.
Let's speed
This
this
chart
up.
shows China's trade surplus with the U.S. getting bigger and bigger. That means work that used to be done in the U.S. to make all those goods is now being done in China. And that is one reason there are about 5.5 million fewer American manufacturing jobs.
Okay. They're getting into it. This is more of an editorial than a side by side, but it's very short, so I'm gonna let it play out. And it's kind of saying my point in a much more technical term than I am.
Today than there were in March 1990. Second, the theory goes that American factory workers will simply find other jobs. But a new study finds that that's not what's happening. Factory workers aren't looking for work in other industries, nor are they moving to other cities for work. Instead, many end up claiming disability or unemployment. So what's the answer? Well, persuading China to buy more American planes and pharmaceuticals would be nice, but Chinese President Xi Jinping has other plans. He wants his country to make those high-tech products, not import them. Donald Trump is threatening to raise tariffs on Chinese goods.
China doesn't free trade with us, by the way, just so you know.
But that could just increase prices for American consumers without bringing back any jobs.
Exactly.
Bernie Sanders wants to change trade deals to demand that American companies create jobs at home instead of abroad.
Which is what Trump did. Demand that the companies manufacture here. That was what tariff was all about. Hey, if you don't want to get tariffed, you better produce it here.
Trade races with China were a disaster for American workers.
There are no obvious solutions. It's great that trade with China has lowered prices. What's not so great? Millions of Americans are suffering because their jobs have moved to China.
Yeah, I can't disagree with this. All right. I'm gonna try to find something. About Lindsey Graham when he's talking about Veterans Affairs. And then I'm going to see us out with a video that kind of hits close to me, but it hits close to many veterans. And I'm trying to find this for you guys because I know he talked about this type of stuff. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to find the right link here. All right, here we go. I'm just going to kind of skim over this video. I might show the whole thing. This is more about veterans and his.
Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm really glad you made it. Look, wanted to bring up a bill that's been kind of going through the process. There's been some new life given to it here with the new release, a new press release from the U.S. Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. And I wanted to share that with you and go through it, give you my 2 cents along the way. So it's the Governing Accredited Representatives Defrauding VA Benefits Act. So it is the Guard VA Benefits Act. And obviously, like anything, if you support it, you should reach out to your congressional members that you're the constituency of and reach out to them and let them know veterans filing initial claims for benefits and ask for additional protections they need from Congress. So this just came out a few days ago. And again, kind of breathing new life into this bill. And wanted to share it with you. So Senate Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman John Tester and Senator John Boozman, U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, and U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, U.S. Representatives Chris Pappas and U.S. Representative Brian Fitzpatrick are the original sponsors of the Governing Unaccredited Representatives Defrauding Guard VA Benefits Act. They're calling on the Department of Veterans Affairs to enforce all existing protections for veterans filing initial claims for disability benefits and request additional tools they need to hold bad actors accountable for scamming veterans. And basically what they're targeting here is like price gouging sort of services, right? So entities out there that take advantage of veterans filing claims, maybe veterans that aren't sure how the process works. Maybe in some cases the veterans don't even know that there's an accredited rep down the street from them that would help them for free. And in some cases they'll get charged, just whatever it is, 6-7 months worth of increase. So if you went from we'll just use a worst case example, right? So if you went from I never filed a claim to, hey, I need your services, my first claim, or maybe you did file a claim. My first claim I filed and they denied me and said I wasn't service connected. Now I'm mad. I'm going to come to you. And then they file it and they realize that you didn't have your nexus, or maybe you didn't think you needed to put a diagnosis in there. So they helped you with that and they pushed it through, and all of a sudden you're 100%. You may have to pay that place your $3,000 or $4,000 a month, depending on your dependent status. Pay them that for the first 6 months, right? So that's a lot of money. So it really.
So he's trying to protect veterans, right? He's trying to protect veterans with disabilities. That's what the bill is about, right? You guys are understanding this, right?
Is trying to put some left and right guardrails, I think, up on that. Should there be a cost? Of course, right? If people are working for you, they like that near you, utilize one of the VFW, DAV, American Legion, one of those folks, potentially. Not everybody's the same. Some people are better than others, right? So I'm not saying that everybody's cut from the same cloth, but you might be able to find a free resource. Anyway, moving on. So from scamming veterans, that's where we left off. And with the PACT Act providing the largest expansion of veterans benefits in decades, veterans are increasingly becoming the targets of predatory, quasi-legal claims consultants. The lawmakers wrote in a letter to the VA secretary, the department must exercise every enforcement tool at its disposal and request those it needs to better protect veterans from bad actors looking to take advantage of them. And so the arm of the VA's authority only reaches so far, right? If you're an accredited representative working for a state or working for a county, not a VA employee, but you're accredited through the VA and you hold maybe a PIV card, something like that, to access their system, and you can call on behalf and you can be appointed by the veteran to represent them, or you're a claims agent, or maybe an accredited attorney. Well, that's the VA's wheelhouse of authority. Once you get out of that, an entity that's helping a veteran with their claim, and maybe they're not even filing the claim, right? Maybe they're just coaching you, right? So the VA's power is diminished immensely. There's not much that they can do, in that type of a situation. So that's why the Congress is asking the VA, what other tools would you need, right, to hold these people accountable? Anyway, moving on. So current law prohibits individuals and businesses from assisting a veteran in the preparation, presentation, or prosecution of a VA claim, unless they are accredited through VA. So coaching, right, giving ideas, giving examples, assisting, in that sort of a way, kind of skirts around it a little bit. Additionally, under current law, fees for assistance may only be charged after VA makes a decision on an initial claim, and all fees can only be calculated based on a veteran's retroactive benefits. However, VA and other federal agencies are limited in their ability to enforce the law because criminal penalties were eliminated from the statute nearly 20 years ago. For the past few years, VA has asked for reinstatement of criminal penalties, and the lawmakers' Guard VA Benefits Act would reinstate those criminal penalties for unaccredited claims representatives, charging veterans unauthorized fees while helping file
They do this
their
kind
VA
of shit
claims.
to us a lot.
The lawmakers continue, our mission is to protect veterans and ensure they are not paying unqualified individuals to receive their benefits. As co-sponsors of the Guard VA Benefits Act to reinstate criminal penalties, we believe VA must enforce the law and protect veterans from unaccredited individuals looking at veterans as a payday. Veterans shouldn't have to turn to outside consultants to work through the initial claims process. Continuing their efforts to protect veterans' benefits, the lawmakers pressed VA to look into what the department can do besides reinstate criminal penalties to help protect veterans and their earned benefits, and asked VA to inform Congress of its efforts to ensure veterans are not overwhelmed with filing an initial claim in the first place. They also asked VA to clarify its position on what protections are given to veterans who are choosing to pay for assistance from consultants when filing for benefits, especially on contracts where a veteran agrees to pay a product of the increase in future benefits. So that's what I was talking about. Specifically, they asked VA to clarify what fee structures it considers a violation of a veteran's assignment of benefits. The lawmakers concluded their letter by urging VA to move swiftly to answer their questions and protect veterans filing benefits claims, writing, "Maintaining the current status quo is not an option for our veterans who risked their lives to defend our country. We cannot allow unaccredited individuals to target veterans, offering them access to VA benefits for a price. We appreciate your attention to this request and look forward to working with VA on solutions to help protect veterans and keep their hard-earned benefits where they belong." The letter was also signed by additional sponsors of the Guard VA Benefits Act, including House, and it's just got a whole list of people. So I'll put that in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if you support this, if you watch these, you know that I was going to say something else, but I switched it up. So remember that if you support this type of legislation, reach out to your congressional members, let them know that you support it. All right. With that, remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.
So that's kind of the deal. And like, if you have to deal with this kind of thing and you don't want to be on 100 pills about it, it gets rough. If you don't want to be like super medicated all the time, if you think like, let me see how I can put it.
Today I'm going to follow up on the 2 videos I did on Denver.
Like, if you feel like being on a bunch of drugs is just going to make you an addict, and you don't want to be like all high all the time, the VA doesn't like that. And I'm gonna put a video on here about that, right? We're gonna react to it, right? So sometimes you guys ever see the zombies, like The Walking Dead? You feel kind of like a zombie on drugs if you're on too many psychotropics. If you're on, what's the matter, kid? You okay? Yeah. Little princess just walked in. That's rough. And sometimes if you don't accept all these pills, they take away your benefits straight up, or they'll cut them because they say, well, you must not be that crazy if you don't need to be on 50 pills. So we're going to cut your benefits. That's something that they do. So you either become a zombie that's always on drugs and hooked, and then you wind up homeless because you become dependent, or you let go of the pills, know that you're not going to be able to get a normal job, and know that your benefits are going to be cut, and you're also not going to be able to sustain yourself and your family. So it kind of becomes a kind of hell, but you do what you got to do, right? So this man here, he had a problem like that, but he was misdiagnosed, which happens a lot with people who have problems with, like, let's say you got a skull fracture in the army and they misdiagnose you and they give you the wrong stuff. They try to give you crazy pills and stuff like that, or give you too many opiates or too many psychotropics, that kind of shit. For PTSD too, they might give you the wrong stuff and they try to make you an addict, right? So we're gonna watch a video about that, right? This is recorded live, but what they did was they used like a place that got a lot of echo to talk about this stuff. This man's name is Ren Hill. What he got bit by a tick. And you know that if you get bit by a tick and you don't take care of it quick, you might get Lyme disease. It's easy to treat if you get it quick. But if you get bit by a tick and you don't get it quick, you're going to be in deep shit, right? I don't mean to be like fucking Dr. Seuss here rhyming, but that's the reality, right? So he went through that shit for 10 years and they told him that no, he's just got a mental disease that's making him think that he is sick. And what the reality is that it's psychosomatic, and they gave him a whole bunch of psychotropics instead of dealing with the Lyme disease. And after 10 years, he had to get some stem cell treatment, got a lot of permanent damage from not treating the Lyme disease and from being on a whole shitload of psychotropics that he wasn't needing, because the real problem was a Lyme disease. You can prove Lyme disease in your body with a simple blood test. And after 10 years, a doctor said, I know what you got, gave him the blood test, and he was able to prove what he had. But the fucking, socialist NHS, people who are like, oh, we just want like free healthcare. Well, look at what happened to Ren over here. Because that's what happened to him. So he's going to sing about this and how they push, drugs on him. He's also got a song called Diazepam about Valium, how they used to give him that shit. And he, he had to get off of that shit because it was too much. All right. This is like I played one of these before, and it's with this lovely, beautiful young lady called Chinchilla. She is back with him on this one. So this is the lovely Chinchilla and Ren. I should subscribe to this. I'm already subscribed on another channel, but I want to get it on this channel too. This is good homie. Like he's gonna tell us some truths. And remember, this is all live, okay? This is all live. Let me take back to the normal speed. I'm gonna comment a little, and I'm gonna put his link in the chat, because if anybody has to deal with the VA's fucking pill pharmacy, if anybody has to deal with any pill pharmacy, anybody giving like too many pills, not just the VA, I'm sure Lindsey Graham would not want anybody to, like, we're talking about American politics thing, and in American politics, we know about pill farms, right? So we know about this shit. So I'm gonna let Ren from across the pond talk about this shit, and he's gonna get real with us. All right, so guys, give it up for Ren. He plays guitar, he plays piano. I think he also plays the bass. Like he plays the drums. What's the name of that tiny guitar? The mandolin and that little Hawaiian guitar. You know what I'm talking about. He could basically, like, he could play almost any instrument. It's stoppable if you get it early. But let's say you go 10 years with undiagnosed Lyme disease, you're fucked. Like if you go 10 years with undiagnosed Lyme disease, yes, just like that. He has a song with the ukulele. It's a fun song. Yes, he can't play it. He does a lot of like good live songs. I'm talking about when I'm talking about he's supporting veterans, he's supporting people that have local problems. Like I told you before, and I put it in the description of this channel when I made this video. Hey, today we're going to talk about the things he sponsored. He sponsored veterans, he's sponsored international affairs, and he sponsored American political problems. So in the first part of it, we talked about Iran. We talked about how he sponsored our involvement in world good. We talked about Ukraine and Iran, mostly Iran. Then we talked about how he got into American politics. We talked about the Save America Act. We talked about him reaching across the aisle. And then this final segment, we're talking about how the problem with veterans and stuff like me and other veterans go through with, people in the VA system and all across American hospital systems kind of turn us into like addicts. And, I thought it appropriate. I thought it respectful. And I'm not going to do this hate clip watch. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like that. I'm not doing that today. I don't give a fucking shit about that. Like, this is what I said I was going to do. This is exactly what I said I was going to do. And that's what I'm fucking doing. And I hope that people can appreciate, like, there's going to be a time for hate clips, but that's not right now. This is also important. Like, I've been there. Like, I've literally been there. Like, I've literally wanted to, take that slide down the sewer slide. I've been there. Like, I know what I'm fucking talking about. And this guy is kind of like showing it, like how it feels, how you bury yourself with a great big smile and you take these fucking pills over and over. Like this, I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do. So that's what I'm doing. So, I don't want any misunderstandings here. Tomorrow we can watch that hate clip. I had to talk, like the guy that sent me clips, sent me a bunch of clips that were about me, like being angry. I'm like today I'm going to take it for morning. Tomorrow we can watch hate clips. Tomorrow, we got months and months and years for that shit. We got a lot of time for that shit, but we're not doing that shit right now. What we're doing right now is what I told you guys when I made the description for the video I was going to do. I'm doing exactly what I said I would do. Today, we honor the memory of him reaching across the aisle. I'm not going to make a bunch of hate videos of him going against other people, the people disrespect him. I'm not going to put you guys in a state of hate. That's not what I'm doing here today. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for the bananas in the chat for understanding what I'm trying to do here. I think tomorrow is a better day for that, and maybe the day after. Like, I'm trying to be super respectful to the people that are in mourning, the people that are hurting, and I want to show everybody, everybody out there that is hurting. Like, look, I know you want to be angry. I know you want to do that. We have a lot of time for that. We have a whole lot of time for that. Right now, I want to do for you what I said I was going to do on this video, what I put in the description. That's what I'm going to do. And, I think it's the right thing to do. I think this is brand fresh in the heart of America. I'm covering American problems. I already showed all the international stuff, how he supports the international causes. I show how he supports the American causes and our disenfranchisement. And that kind of affects the world. But today we just found out about his passing, and he did speak a lot about reaching across the aisle. He did speak a lot about the real problems in America, and he did speak a lot. And I put that on the air for you guys. And he did speak a lot about like the problems and the pains that us veterans have to go through. And this is a pain that I know personally because they tried to make me an addict. Like these motherfuckers did that shit to me. Like they did, go after me because I didn't want to be an addict. And that's what he's singing about here. And I picked this specific artist because this artist loves reactions. He credits reactors for his growth, and he doesn't strike any channels. He always says, reach out to me. I am against striking channels. I want you guys to react to my stuff. So this is why I picked him specifically, because I know he's a safe artist. And I think he speaks to veterans, which was one of his causes. Like Lindsey Graham himself was a veteran, about a veteran's cause, which is suicide and pill farms. This is the two things that most hurt veterans. The two things that most hurt veterans are high suicide rate and addiction. That's what leads to them dying. That's what leads to them becoming, basically homeless. Because these mental conditions and addictions are what lead to homelessness on most people. It's also what leads to homelessness in veterans. That's why I'm broaching on this topic. It may be odd to why are we watching this singer? Well, two reasons. One, he's a safe person to react to. Two, I think he can convey the feeling of getting stuck, becoming numb to the world because everybody wants you to do things their way. Everybody wants, no, just take this pill, just try this thing, just try that thing, trying to control you. Like that kind of hurts, right? You're trying to be yourself. You're trying to do your thing. You're like, maybe I don't want to be on all these pills. Maybe I don't want to be numb. Like maybe what I want to do is I want to be able to interact with, my family and my people the way I want. Maybe I just want to be with you or be myself, right? And I think this person right here is great at speaking to that in a way that I can't do because I'm not that eloquent. I'm not that well-versed, and I'm not that in tune with my feelings. So I think he expressed it very well. And, I'm going to repeat myself 1,000, 1 billion times about this because it's what's in my heart. And I think people need to hear it and understand it. I think it's Zoloft. Zoloft is a pill that they like to give us. And a sip of serotonin, that's because there's certain pills that they're serotonin reuptake inhibitors. And there's something that affects, what they do to the brain a lot. Like it affects how you're, oh my God, what are they called? Dendrites. And basically there's receptors and in your brain, and they have a certain shape to take a certain chemical and really affects them, right? And once you get hooked on that shit, you can't get off it. So there's a lot of people that are very reticent of the way that the VA and other pill farms do this shit. And, Lindsey Graham and many senators are starting to become aware of the way that the VA is operating. And because one of the causes of Lindsey Graham was veterans, I wanted to touch on this. And she kind of beautifully expresses it. means like you're about to get hanged, right? And you're on the tip of your toes trying to survive. People just got that rope on your neck, right? They just got that rope on your neck. And you're like, Jesus Christ, can I breathe? Like I'm here in the gallows. I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to like be human. I'm trying to like express myself here. I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to interact. But I want to put this fog over me of these drugs that numb me, put this feeling on me, like control the feelings. And you know what? Like it's like you don't get a day of break. Like they're gonna talk about it. Like something like sometimes you're like, it's such a nice day. Maybe I don't gotta do this shit today. Like maybe one day. But no. Every fucking day, you gotta do the same thing. You gotta like do it the same way. It's like you don't even have a personal life. You just gotta dedicate yourself to, being controlled from the other side, this other thing. And it's kind of hard. Like, a lot of people they can't see shit from the outside, but when you're on the inside looking out, you get to see a lot. So I kind of want to be myself. Like, once in a while I like to chimp out, but I don't want to make that my life. I want to be able to have a day where I don't chimp out. Can I have that? Can I have a day where I don't have to chimp out, where I don't have to like do everything in a certain regimented, like what are we doing here? Like that's what I like about like being able to be free on my channel. Like when we did all this. Hey, on your channel you can do whatever you want. You can have some suggestions, but you can do whatever you want. Like, is that a reality or was that a lie? Right? When you go to the VA, they tell you can choose your treatments. Is that a reality or is that a lie? Like, can I really choose to have this kind of treatment and then have this come to these therapy sessions and then maybe take these pills? Or does it have to be all the times pills all the time, and you have to be numb all the time, like 7 days a week or 8 days a week, 24 hours a day? Do you got to do things this way? Is there no choice? Right? Like oh my God. Because when you go to the VA, they're going to tell you, no, don't worry about it. We'll let you do things your way. Then bam, no, you got to do it my way. Or if you don't, we're going to cut you. Oh shit. Wow, that's rough. That is rough. But you know what? Let's go back to the video. And I try to like be very clear with you guys when I make the thumbnail for the video and I make the description with that I like to make sure, like just in case anybody's wondering what's going to come up on this stream, I like to make sure that I write on the stream what I'm going to do so that there's never a miscommunication of what's going to happen. Like I try to put it in there. And I did put it in there what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Lindsey Graham. I even said it like before I came here, before I invited you guys to the stream, I very clearly said on the discussion group, I said, hey, I know that there are times when you want to mourn. I did it here. I did it over there when I talk about the phases of grieving, the phases of grieving. Like there's a part that's, that's denial. There's a part that's acceptance. There's a part like you go through these phases. And that's why I like to be extremely clear on what I'm going to do, so people don't act surprised when I do exactly what I said I was going to do. Maybe they, didn't go the way they expected. So I'm just showing you guys, like, if anybody has any doubts, like, are you guys happy with the streams? Are you guys happy with what I'm doing? Like, people on Armin's channel, people on my channel, are you happy that I'm doing what I'm doing? Am I doing a good job? I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Am I being true to what I've told you guys that I'm going to do and what I'm going to be? Am I being true to my description? Yes, you guys think so? Yes, absolutely. Yes, monkey. Okay. Because if I fail to you, if I lied to you about what I said I want to do, I'm going to do. I want to hear from you. Because I've been on since, I don't know, at my time, 11 in the morning. Been ready since 10, right? Like all day on this, working on this. Talked to the guy that does the clips for him, told him, hey, this is what we're doing today. Make sure I gave you an accurate description about what I was going to do. Talk to it in the morning show. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Talked about it on the morning show. Told you guys on the morning show, hey, you know what? There's this phases of grieving. I believe that we should have a day for grieving for Lindsey Graham. And I don't want to get into a bunch of hate clips and arguments about it. I want to honor his memory. I made you guys a very nice thumbnail that wasn't about like all the other thumbnails. I've done exactly what I said I was going to do. I did that with the Mandami shit. I did that with the what's the name of this? Oh my God. When it was Alex Jones and the other guy. Like, I've been very clear. Like, I've been real. Like, I don't want anybody to think I'm lying to you guys, because I think every step of the way I told you exactly what I'm doing. Am I being faithful to you? I don't want everybody to get the wrong impression and forget what's actually happened here. You guys are cool with what I'm doing? No more Candace Owens. You hate watching her. Look, sometimes I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, you gotta understand. You say this now. But when I make that Candace clip where I go off on her, that's gonna be the thing you click on the most. So you gotta understand that I can't always be this nice guy. I can't always do this thing where I'm giving this moment to grieve. Like, sometimes I do have to do what the algorithm says, because I can't ignore the fact that I'm not just here alone. Like, you guys got to understand, the chimp got to chimp out. And that might be where I'm my strongest. And you guys have to understand that too. Sneeko, that's the guy. You guys got to understand that too. Like, we're going to have these special occasions where I don't chimp out, where I talk about like some serious problems, and it may get a little sad. But you guys also got to understand that, this is a kind of a business. We're in the business of helping Iran. We're in the business of helping Israel. We're in the business of helping USA. That's going to be my main business. And sometimes I'm going to have to chimp out. Like, it's not always going to be like this. We are here and we are touching on these subjects that are kind of touchy, but I'm going to have to chimp out. Like, I got a whole series tomorrow clips that I have to chip out to. And that's just a fact. Like, we are having this kind of mellow times here, right? We are doing this thing, right? But this can't be the norm, especially if I look at the algorithm. Because I may have 5 people here that say, no, I don't like Candace. I don't like. But if 100 people click on the fucking chimp out, I got to chimp out. Do you understand? I got to chase that click. And I'm not going to chase that click dishonestly. Like, I'm just going to be clear with you guys. I'm not going to chase it dishonestly. When I chip out, it's going to come from the heart. But if that's where I'm at my best, that's where I'm at my best. You guys feeling me, chat? Like, right now, we're at a very small size. Like, I can't clearly speak of the first of you here among us, that not among us like the game. The first, people that are here with me now. And I do have the time to talk to you in chat and explain these things to you. Like, I don't want to mislead you. I am going to have to chimp out a lot. That's going to happen. But today is a day of mourning. I made a thumbnail of mourning. I made a description of mourning. And that's what we're doing. We're mourning. All morning, pardon the pun, we were expressing our sadness. Some of us were in tears. All of Iran got their chance to mourn, right? And sometimes I gotta be like on the ball. I'm gotta react. I gotta cover. I gotta do it. I gotta this, and I don't get a chance to express how I feel, what I think his legacy is, what I think he brings to us. And I'm trying to mourn in the best way to know how. I know how. And the way I do it is by being practical. And the most practical thing I thought I could do, I wanted to show you how Trump and Sanders are exactly the same on some issues, and why Lindsey Graham was able to reach across the aisle on some issues. Issues like workers' rights, issues like Israel, like why he was able to reach across the aisle on some of these issues with people like Fetterman, right? I wanted to show you why he was so strong on the international topics, right? I got to talk to you guys about this because I want to be very clear, and I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. Because I don't think I'm slacking. I don't think I'm taking days off. I don't think I'm working soft. I think I'm working hard. And I'm hoping you guys appreciate it, because I am mostly doing it for you. If it was for me, like, I wouldn't even done nothing. I didn't think I was worth anything. Right? So because I want to put it up to you to see if you guys think I'm doing the right thing, because you guys will never understand the kind of pressures I'm under, but it's there. And I like to keep it real, because a lot gets lost in text. And sometimes the best thing you can do is speak your voice, because the voice is going to carry a lot of truth and a lot of feeling that you're never going to hear in a text. Like, if I wrote this down, it might sound offensive, but if you hear it, you know I'm speaking from the heart. And you know that sometimes I want to find a really tall fucking building and, take a swan drive. Happens all the fucking time. I'm not telling you I'm going to do that. This isn't a threat. This is like a warning. I'm not trying to tell you that that's going to happen now, but I've been there, and I've been there a lot, especially now that the kids are grown and nobody needs me. One of the people that made me think don't do that is this man right here, Ren. Because Ren had a friend of his do that, and he sings a lot about, the suffering of the people that are left behind. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just going to keep it real with you, and I'm going to be real about what's happening with me. And I'm going to be real about your expectations and about telling you the reality of what has to happen. Today we mourn. Tomorrow we rage. Is that clear? You guys getting that? I'm appreciating this chat. You're very supportive. Thank you. They want you to take that pill every day. Let me go back a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Oh, fuck. I hit the wrong button. Let's go back. Does it fall where it was? Look, I went on a bit of a rant. All right. Okay, Monkey, you reminded me of something else happened to my husband. He was having PTSD, anxiety, real bad. Doctor accused him of being on cocaine. Yeah, sometimes we have our episodes. Man, I what I got. I'm gonna be real with you. I got what's called TBI, right? That's a traumatic brain injury, right? So I go through a lot of headaches. I go through it. Right now, I'm on so much ibuprofen you wouldn't believe, right? Because every day I'm in pain, right? Pain kind of gets to you, right? You kind of get used to it, but when it's there all the time, it kind of sucks, right? So what I didn't want to do was become an addict, right? Because my dad, he was like a heroin addict, and I didn't want to be like that. And I got people in my family, I'm not going to say who they are. They was alcoholics. So I didn't want to be that because I know how similar they are. So because I don't want to be an addict, I'm most of the time on pain. Most of the time I can't even sleep, right? Even when I try to sleep, I'm in the bed tossing and turning because I can't really sleep, right? So, that's kind of what one of the reasons that I'm for this cause of helping out veterans and talking about this right now, right? Because I understand why Lindsey Graham, wanted to support veterans, why I'm doing this right now, why I'm taking a day and giving a day to his 3 causes. International affairs, we talked about American jobs and American political stuff that we talked about. And now we're talking about veterans, right? And I made sure I put that in the description so I wasn't deceiving anybody about what was happening on the stream. It's so real. I'm scared of being okay because all things change. You think everything's going to be fine? Suddenly, bam, shit changes on you, huh? You're scared of making a step towards something good because then, bam, 1 second, everybody wants to change shit on you, right? This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes medical is like that. You definitely have to advocate for yourself. Some doctors won't listen, and some will. You have to fire the ones that won't listen. Look, hey, sometimes you can do that, but sometimes if you do that, you're fucked. Try to do that at the VA. See what's going to happen. That's the problem. They know they got you in a corner. They know you don't got nobody else. They're going to force you to do whatever the fuck they want. But I'm going to be real with you. Starting all this shit, starting this channel, being all here with you guys every day, it's some scary shit. Even having support is scary shit because you never know when over some bullshit that's going to be taken away. And then you're out here all alone. And then your information is out there. And you put your head on the chopping block and your backing is suddenly all gone over some bullshit. That shit's scary. But I'm here. And I've been here for days. I've been here for months, actually. So you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I wouldn't as far as family, I think you guys like the content I'm putting out and I'm going to do the best. On some occasions, it's going to be like today. Most of the times I have to chimp out. I don't have an option. That's just what the algorithm says. If you guys really, really want to help me out, leave a comment here and in Armin's channel and tell him, don't tell me, you tell him you like what I'm doing and you like the way I run my shit. And the more of you that do that, the more it's not just words on a screen. They're like, hey, you do things your way, he does things his way, Guy does things his way, Ali does things this way, his way, and I like the difference. I like that you're not all doing the same thing. If you like what I do my things my way, you tell him. Don't tell me. You tell him. You tell him on his channel. You say, hey, I don't want this to be formulaic. I don't want to be dance monkey, dance monkey. Move the little don't like wind up that little wind up box and see if it scares you when you pop it open. Pop goes the weasel. Don't tell me. Tell him. Put it on my channel. Put it on his channel. You know, put it on the comments of every video I'm on. Tell him, man, you know what? I like what the monkey's doing. I like the way he talks. I like the way he keep it real. I like when he goes on a long ride. I like his fucking tangents. I like it when he goes off-road. I like it when he goes off topic. You tell it. Don't tell me. Because people won't respect your feelings. People don't give a shit about your feelings. People respect results. So I got to show results. You guys understand that? That's the only thing people respect. I love Ren. I love the way he says shit. I gotta find people that got more eloquence than I do and can express better than I can what it's like to deal with these pill farms, what it's like to deal with the VA system, the hospital system, what it's like to deal with this shit. And I appreciate people like Lindsey Graham that were watching out for veterans, that know why veterans become homeless people and addicts. It's not that they don't have a home. It's that they need the mental treatment that's right, not just a bunch of pills, the mental treatment that's right for them. And I really respect Lindsey for that, like more than anybody can know, because I knew about some of the bills he sponsored before anybody told me, like for years. Like the video you guys saw, that's from 2 years ago that he's been backing us veterans. And I really respect him as a person that backs veterans. I really respect that. And I really respect the way he reached across the aisle, which is why I showed you Lindsey Graham's reaching across the aisle. I thought it best, like in his memory, to like, you know, at this day of mourning, this is the day he fucking died. I don't want you guys to go to the bed full of fucking hate and anger at the other side, because that's not what he was about. Tomorrow we can do that. Look, tomorrow I may have to chimp out. That's fine. But today, I don't want to fill my heart with that. It's a heavy day for me too. People might not believe it because I always smile. I push all the bullshit I go through down with a great big smile, right? I got to push it all down with a great big smile. Like the song say, I got to push all this shit down with a great big smile, and you always see me smiling, right? But there's a lot of stuff that kind of hurts me. It hurts me real bad, and I don't talk about that shit because it's personal. And I didn't want you guys to be loaded. I wanted you guys to have your day of mourning, right? That's why I did this. That's why I made this. That's what today was about. Remembering Lindsey Graham, a veteran, a statesman, a great man. That's what I wanted to make the stream about. Yes, haven't gained an angel. Like, you know, you got to understand, I got to do what the algorithm says tomorrow. I got to go chimp out. Like, you know, we're already on the hook for this shit. I got to do what the algorithm says. If you like my tangents, if you like the way I do things, don't tell me. Tell Armin, put it in the comments. If you think I'm doing a good job, you have to help me prove I'm doing a good job, because words don't matter. It's numbers that matter. It's the algorithm that matters. I don't matter. What good is my message if my message doesn't reach anybody? What good is it? What good am I? I'm worthless. That's the truth. I'm statistically meaningless. And if I'm talking to someone, I don't want anybody in the chat to feel attacked or to feel like this is about them. Like sometimes you talk about a problem in general and people be taking it personal. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, the world doesn't revolve around you. Calm yourself. You're acting like a woman. I'm sorry for the women, but women, you have to deal with women too, right? Come on, like let's be men here, right? Like some of us are men, guys. No, guys. Sometimes you got to put the shit on your table. Sometimes you got to put your dick on the table. Hey, this is what's going on. Let's not be pussies about it. Maybe we agree, maybe we don't agree, but let's not, pussy down about this shit, right? Let's just fucking talk it all like men. You want this, I want that, blah, 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 blah. We talk about it, right? So if you guys tell me, no, I don't like the soft shit, I want you to go hard, well, you talk to me about it, right? You just talk like men, like, well, come on, let's be real about this shit, right? I don't want anybody to feel attacked if you're like, oh my God, he doesn't want to do the chimp out, he doesn't want to do this, he doesn't want to do that. Let me not. No, talk about it. Like if you prefer for me to chimp out, go ahead and tell me in the chat. Go ahead and talk to me. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like if you told me, oh, you're acting like a woman, I'm not gonna like start crying. I'm gonna be like, you know what? Okay, maybe you're right. Like take into in consideration, right? Like that's why we're mad at Samantha, because like every word is like, oh, you're taking it in the worst possible way on purpose. Like that's not what I meant. Obviously, that's not what I meant. Let's not take what I said in the worst possible light. Jesus Christ, that would be terrible. If you take everything I said in the worst possible light, even if that wasn't my intention. Like if you guys like the chimp out, go ahead and tell me that in the chat too. I want to know what you think. Guys, is this making sense to you as an audience? Is what I'm saying making sense to you? Do you guys get what I'm talking about? Like I'm just starting my channel. I got to explain to you what I think, what I feel. It may be a little scattershot, but do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Yes, you do. Okay. Am I making sense to you? There's a couple of you. Yes. Okay, you understand 100%. Okay, so you guys are understanding what I'm talking about. Totally understand. Okay. I'm just being real about the content, about what I'm trying to do here, where I'm trying to go with this, what I'm going to have to do sometimes, what I can't. Like sometimes I'm going to try to have things my way. It's not going to be my way all the time. It's probably not going to be my way most of the times. It may be just one day a week I get to have my way on my channel. Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, you're pretty sick of being taken in the worst possible light by Samantha. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I hate it when people do that. Like you say something and they want to interpret it in the worst possible way because I don't know why. But yeah, it's pretty bad when that happens. You like Mark Levin? We can get more like Mark Levin. But you got to understand, that's not a chimp out. Like if I get some Mark Levin, I got to balance it out with some Sneeko. I got to balance it out with some Candace Owens. Like I got to obey the algorithm. If the algorithm wants me to chimp out, I got to chimp out. You understand? All right. You know what? I think that's enough for today. We wound up starting. We did about 2 hours today. That's pretty good. I think we went over 2 hours, 2.5. I think we did good today. I think I did good. If you think I did good, if you think I did that bad, if you think I did a terrible job, you can put that in the chat too. You can write it in the comments. Adds feedback too. Monkey chimp outs remind me why I stopped dating Puerto Rican women. No, hey, I don't date Puerto Rican women either. I like the gringas. I like the American women. Oh, you guys are happy? Bananas? Okay. A+. Okay. Well, don't tell me. Like, tell everybody. Don't tell me. I appreciate it, but tell everybody. Tell a friend. Tell your neighbor. Like share the link. Share my channel. Let's see if we reached our goal today. We had a goal today of reaching. Let me see how much it was. We didn't reach it. Sadly, we didn't reach it. The goal was let me share it with you guys. See if I can make this wider. Here we go. The goal was 650. I haven't been able to reach 650. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I would appreciate it. Like if any of you guys want to join, hey, I'll share the link. If you guys If you guys want to join right now, that's fine. I'll go ahead and share the link. You want to recommend it, if you want to follow, anything you want to do, that's fine. Like I would appreciate that. Am I showing the right? Wait a minute. Am I showing? Is this the right one? Am I sharing the right screen? Add to stage. Remove from stage. Add to stage. Let me make sure. Oh, I'm a little bit behind on the, like I'm monitoring my own stream. There it is. Yeah, I'm up to 640. Like I'm tired as fuck. Like I've been up since, let me see, right now it's 10:30 at night. And I've been up since 5 a.m. with a migraine, mind you. Like I've had a migraine for days. I just don't talk about it too much, but I've had a migraine for days. I just want to get some fucking rest. Like I haven't been able to sleep for a long time. It's driving me crazy, actually. 640. You guys, should I check it? Did anybody subscribe? Should I check? Is it worth checking? Do you guys get me at least a 650? Maybe 645? Bro, sleep. Like I'm gonna try to sleep. I'm gonna try to sleep. But sometimes it's better to sleep on shit and think about it, like from like give it some time to think about it. Because like maybe in the heat of the moment, people get real mad and they're like, oh my God, we got to talk about this shit right now. You got to do this right now. You got to get these subscribers right now. And you put this fucking gun to your head. Fuck your rest. You got to go get this fucking subscribers, motherfucker. 640. Oh, I like this. It's not a migraine. It's a monkey grain. I'm gonna refresh it, see if anything happened here. I'm doubting anything's gonna happen. Nope, nothing happened. We're still at 640. That's fine. That's fine. It is what it is. I'll try to share it tomorrow if I can share it tomorrow. If anything is still going on right now, I need my rest. I actually have to make a phone call right now because my little girl been calling me forever and I got to talk to her. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Let you guys rest. And we ain't got to, like, I feel like I'm talking to you guys, but like I got this pressure with my little girl calling on the other line, like, hey, I need to talk to, I don't know what the hell she's got to talk to me at 10:30 at the night for, right? But I gotta call her because I'm hoping she's okay, because if something's wrong, she's gonna say it's an emergency. But I may have to like actually leave the house right now to pick her up. I don't know. And like the car broke down or something. Like I might have to literally leave the house right now. Oh, look at this. She misses you. No. Okay. So I know when it's something about missing me because usually she says something sweet and she asks for money too. So I got to figure out right now, call her right now and see if she needs me to help her if her car broke down. Like right now, like I'm going to tell you some motherfuckers some real shit. Like sometimes I'm trying to monetize myself because I'm having trouble making ends meet. Do you know what ends meeting is? Do you know what it is to make the ends meet? Like you have your end of money and you have your end of month. And sometimes you want the end of money to meet the end of month so you can get more money at the beginning of the other month. But sometimes those ends don't meet. That's some of the trouble I have sometimes. And I'm doing everything I can to make those ends meet. That's part of the reason I'm trying to get monetized. So I don't have such a fucking unstable economic situation because the VA isn't fucking help me. They want me to be on 100 pills. You guys, can you donate a coffee? Oh my God, I love coffee. I wish I could do that. But right now, the best thing you could do is if you see on the top right, there's a link over there. You subscribe on there, and I get half of that. So if you get the highest tier, I get half of that. That's the closest I've got to monetization. Like if I'm gonna be real, set up a buy me a coffee. No, because who's helping me do all this shit? Who's got me up here? It's fucking Armin, right? So if I use him to make my own little buy me a coffee link, I'm not giving him his cut. And that wouldn't be fair because I would be nowhere near 640 if it wasn't for him. Then I'd be an ungrateful piece of shit And that's something like I want to have a little, a little bit of independence, a little leeway, but I don't want to be a fucking ungrateful piece of shit. So what I'm trying to do is like, monetize my channel like you told me, but I also want to use that link that he gave me. Like it's up there on like on the top left of your screen. That way I can have like monetization and he gets his cut. Like that's another way. Yeah, no, that doesn't matter though. That doesn't matter. Okay, I understand, but you don't know what he's investing behind the scenes for me. You don't know what other stuff he's doing for me. You don't know how he's helping. He doesn't have to let me stream on his channel. He doesn't have to give me a link on his school platform. He doesn't have to have me on his morning show. He doesn't have to do any of those things. He's doing that to help me. Do I help him a little? Sure. Like if I was a boring motherfucker, he wouldn't have me on. Right? We help each other out. Now, if I take this and I try to make my own monetization, and I try to make my own links to my own, buy me a coffee. Here's my PayPal. Here's my, I try to get my own monetization. Now that would be wrong. There I fuck up. Right? And if something's going to fuck up around here, I don't want it to be me. If something breaks down, I don't want it to be because I was disloyal. I want to be true to my word and I want to do my part and do things the right way. And if it breaks down, it breaks down. Right? If I don't make it, I don't make it. If I'm not popular enough, if you guys don't click enough, if I don't get enough subscriber, if it breaks down, it breaks down. That's fine. If I don't make the metrics and I get kicked, I didn't make the metrics. I got kicked. It is what it is. But if I start making my own buy me a coffee, my own PayPal, and I start promoting that instead of the link that he specifically told me where he's giving me half of a platform that's already set up, and I try to make my own shit, then I'm the disloyal one. Then I'm the one that's stabbing in the back. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather get stabbed in the back than be the backstabber. You guys feel me? I'm not gonna stab Armin in the back. That's not gonna happen. If I get kicked, it's because I didn't perform right, whatever. It's not gonna be because I stabbed somebody in the back. I gotta go, guys. Like Jesus Christ. Wait, hold on. Mi amor, pero esto es una emergencia o algo así. Háblame, dime, ¿qué es lo que está pasando? ¿Tú estás bien? ¿Necesitas que te busque? ¿Tú necesitas que yo te busque? Háblame, porque estoy aquí pensando que pasó algo malo. I just send her a fucking WhatsApp message. I want to see what's wrong, see if she's actually, because she's not telling me this is how people do. Like young people, especially nowadays, they send you so many ambiguous messages and you don't know what the fuck is going on. But I want to be real with you guys. I'm going to tell you what's up. You are not allowed to ask, okay, what are you guys talking about over here? Okay. Go. Erin says go. I'm not, okay. No, that's fine. You guys, yeah, daughters. You know how daughters are. Look, I sincerely don't think it's an emergency. She just wants time. But you know what? If you don't give your daughters time, they become strippers. And I don't want that. So I'm going to go, guys. I love y'all. I'm going to call her right now, see what's up. Maybe she does need me to pick her up if she wants to. Sometimes they have fights with their boyfriends and they want to come home. That shit happens too. So I'm going to hear her out and see what's up. Yes, daughters are like that. I have 3 sons. I understand. Okay. You have daughters-in-law. I get it. All right. Enough of that. Let me end how I usually end, how I plan to always end. I want to bless you guys. Bless your health. Bless your wealth. Bless your plans, your homes, your loved ones, everyone you love, and everything you touch. Peace.